Hi, I'm Dan Graham. Welcome to this introductory demo of the third generation of ETM, Event and Task Manager. You're seeing ETM as it would appear to a new user. There have been no entries for events, tasks, or anything else, so it's a blank slate. Let's cure that by creating a new item. Many ways to do this in ETM. One of the options that always exists is just to go to the File menu, New Item. Let's begin the event. An asterisk is the type character for an event. So that's the thing that always goes first in any item. Then the summary, my first event. Let's have this start today. +0 is a shortcut for today. +1 would be tomorrow, -1 yesterday, and so forth. At 4 p.m. And let's have the extent, the duration of this event be 1 hour. Looks good. See how the local time zones have been added and dates been expanded. So let's save. The default is to use the current monthly file, which is 06 text for June. Let's accept that. And voila, my first event appears. If I click on it, the details appear down here in the details panel, and you can see also the file information and the line numbers in the file. Let's see how this looks in week view. There it is. If I mouse over it, again the details panel shows the details for the item. Let's go to month view, and if I go to the current month, yes, my first event shows up there as well. One other final view, let's look at path view. And you can see things are organized here by actual file path, and there's my first event. And again, it appears there. If I hit return, I get a context menu, many things I can do, one of which is to edit. So let's open it up again and add an alert. The alert is the first thing that's required is the number of minutes, or a list of the number of minutes before the event that you want the alert to be triggered. Let's have it start 30 minutes before and 15 minutes before the event. And before I save this, look down here and notice the little button's got a 0. That's going to change. Now it's a 2, showing the remaining number of alerts remaining for today. And you can see it shows the alert time, the actual time the event starts, the alert type, which is a message box, which is the default, and the summary. There are many types of alerts, subject really for another video, but just to mention a few, you can have a voice alert. It actually announces the summary and when it starts. You can have emails sent. You can have text messages sent. You can have processes start. Many things. Now let's go back to week view, and I'll show you yet another way of starting a new event. Let's say I want to go have an event next Wednesday at 1 p.m. If I just double click on 1 p.m., everything will be filled in for me, and I can start my event there. Now let's go back to agenda view and show you how that changes if I create different types of things. So let's use N to create a new item, and in this case let's have it be a task. My first task that's is due 7 days from today, but has a begin by notice to begin 10 days earlier than the due date. So this means you should start really on the task 10 days before it's actually due. Let's click finish. You can see again things expand Save changes, accept the default. Now you can see that my first task is listed today with this greater than sign, which means that this is a warning that the task is, you should be working on it now, and you can see it's due 7 days from today. And then it also shows up on Saturday, June the 14th, a week from today, when it's actually due. Now let's have another task. Again, end to start. Let's have this one, my second task, be due yesterday, so we can see what past due looks like. Now you see we get a new section in the agenda view now, which lists tasks that are past due. And you can see they're organized by available, delegated, waiting, and so forth. Available means that you can have, it doesn't have any prerequisites, it hasn't been delegated to anybody, so you can start on it now. The task is in red to emphasize it's past due, and you see it's due 1 day ago. Now if we go to day view, you can see that that's a different view. That section doesn't appear, and my second task only appears in the listing on the day it was actually due. Back to agenda view, and let's create another type of task, an undated one. Again, in undated. But this one's going to have a context. Actually, let's call this call Bob. And no starting date, it's undated, but it'll have a context. And let's show completion. I'm going to press Control Space, and you see a list of completions. And if I keep typing, the list shrinks to the ones that match what I've typed so far. So I'm going to accept phone, and we'll accept that. And you can see yet another section has been added to agenda that shows next, which is undated task, and these are listed by context. Phone might be one context, errands, home, office, whatever you like. Now let's go back to path view and see how these things look there. And in fact, let's show you another change. Let's click on the one that's past due, hit return, and press F for finish, and accept the default, which is to finish it on the current date and time. And you can see that the red past due is gone. It's been replaced by the check mark to indicate the task was finished and that it was finished today. If I expose the details, there's now an @F entry for finished that shows when it was actually done, today at 3:17, and when it was actually due, yesterday. Now let's go back to agenda view, and I'll create one last task to show you how repeating tasks work. Again, end to start a new task. Take out trash. I have to put this on the curb every Monday morning. Let's have this start on the first day of the current month. It's going to repeat weekly, and the weekday is Monday. That's all there is to setting up the repetition. So let's click on finish and show you something interesting. Now finish shows you this is a repeating task and all the dates it's been scheduled for. And this will go on for 52 weeks, show the current year, plus one repetition after that. Let's cancel and go back and show you a change. Now, there's an interesting thing about this kind of task. There's no point in being nagged about it when it's past due because it's too late to take out the trash. So there's a setting, there's an option in ETM to add an overdue, and we want to skip any past due occurrences. Now we look, whoops, that should have been at O. Let's check that. Now you can see that all the ones that are prior to the current next Monday have been eliminated, and we're only seeing the events that the tasks that are due after today. So take out trash is due Monday. That's coming up. And that gets added to the other items on the list. Now let me go back to path view and show you about that issue there. In path view, you only get one list for the takeout trash, and that's the relevant date. For a repeating task, it'll be the next date that it's due, or if there are no more repetitions, it will show you the last completion date. Well, that's it for this first video. I hope you've enjoyed the introduction to ETM and that you will consider using it.